Are you struggling with getting stronger? In this video, I'm going to break down tips that I've used with countless numbers of clients and myself to get stronger. Hey everyone, my name's Adam. Welcome to Science-Based Fitness, where I use my degree in exercise science and my over decade of personal training experience to help you guys better understand fitness topic. And today we're looking at strength. And if you're lifting heavy, you're on the right track. Luckily for us, strength is a pretty straightforward topic. It can get confusing when it comes to what exercises you should be doing or different methods and how you should apply them to your workouts. So that's what I want to get into today, is some of those nuance. And let's first look at lifting heavy. Yes, lifting heavy weights lead to better strength gains. This means that we should be commonly using a weight that we can lift 1 to 6 reps. This doesn't mean we have to max out every workout or anything, but using 80 to 90% of your 1 rep max should be pretty commonplace. And this all seems to be pretty well supported by the research, so we don't have to dwell on it too much. Training frequency is a common problem I see in individuals trying to get stronger or even bigger. Let's say you want either a bigger chest or stronger chest. So this is what ends up happening. Your chest workout for the week will look like this. Monday, you're gonna come in and do 5 different exercises for 3 sets each for a total of 15 sets. That could be a great workout where you totally crushed it, but the problem is that you're probably recovered by Thursday or Friday at the latest and ready to work out again, but you're gonna wait until that following Monday to train. That's not ideal. A better strategy could look like this. Monday, you come in and hit 12 sets for the chest. Now you're ready and recovered by Thursday, and you hit another additional 8 sets. Using a method like this allows us to increase the number of total sets that we did throughout the week, but that also allows you to take it a little bit easier on the second workout if that's what you want. So there's more than one way to do this, but a lot of these variables will change depending on your training intensity, how long you've worked out for. So it's hard to prescribe just one best method, so you'll have to apply this how it best fits you. But since we already talked about total number of sets, that's gonna be our next topic. I'm gonna interrupt here to say if you guys are enjoying this video and finding value, consider hitting that like button, consider subscribing so you don't miss my future videos. Back to the topic. Now, how many total weekly sets should you be doing throughout a week? Well, research seems to support the idea of about 10 to 20 sets being the ideal set total, but this will change dramatically depending upon how intense you train and the other variables we just discussed. Some people might think 10 sets is not a lot, or some people might think 20 sets is too much. And you might see some of your favorite influencers' workouts where they hit like a total of 30 sets and do pretty much every exercise known to man. There's a lot of people out there that are enhanced, and when you are enhanced, you can handle a lot more of a load throughout a week and a lot more intensity. So, just take that all with a grain of salt. Next is rest time. So what's the ideal rest time? How much should you wait between sets before you do your next set? If you jump into one set only after a minute, are you gonna be able to increase strength? Now, of course you'll increase strength, but not in ideal fashion. Research shows that resting 3 to 5 minutes between sets produces greater increases in absolute strength due to the higher intensity and volume of training. If you see powerlifters in a gym, a lot of times they're just sitting down between sets for a good amount of time. This allows for more ATP to build up in the muscles, which allows us to then use more ATP. The downside to this is that we're standing around a lot and not really utilizing our time efficiently. One thing we can do to mitigate that is supersets. I personally recommend working opposing muscles, agonist and antagonist muscles, which would be something like a chest press followed by a row. This allows for the chest to recover while the back's doing work, and vice versa. Although personally, I don't like doing supersetting, especially around my first main compound lift. So if I'm trying to really build a bigger deadlift, I'm not gonna show up and do deadlifts and then do like a shoulder press, because deadlifts are so exhausting already. Same thing with a squat, same thing with a bench. I'm gonna let those major compound lifts be their own workout, take that longer rest time, and then later in the workout, if I'm gonna do, say, leg extensions, I'm gonna also pair that with a hamstring curl or something to help kind of mitigate that problem of just simply standing around wasting time. But again, apply this how it best fits you and your workouts. Since we already talked about compound lifts, that's our next topic. Now, compound lift's gonna be a movement that involves multiple joints. So you can see here when I'm doing a pull-up, I have my elbow and my shoulder joint involved, and I'm working a major muscle. Now, as we train other movements like a chest press, a shoulder press, a pull down, a row. All these are multi-joint movements, and they're going to help more with strength than an isolation exercise, which would be something like a leg extension, tricep extension, or bicep curl. That doesn't mean single joint exercises aren't good. They're more isolation work for specific muscles. But a few of the major lifts that are always good measurements of strength is the deadlift, the squat, and the bench press. Or at least those are measuring sticks for people's strength levels. So mixing those major muscles in that train those specific movements is a pretty good idea. But again, this is gonna be pretty specific to you. If your goal is simply just to get stronger arms, then yeah, that's probably a good idea to work those single joint movements. But if you want more functional, or I don't like the term functional because it gets thrown around too much, maybe more usable or applicable strength, then things like deadlifts are really gonna be helpful if you're maybe an athlete, or even for your day-to-day activities, picking up boxes off the ground or moving something around, maybe doing gardening. Things like squats, deadlifts, lunges are gonna be more pliable to your everyday use. Now I wanna touch on 7 different exercises that I think should be part of everyone's workout programs. The first is gonna be a bench press. This is a gold standard that people use for how strong someone is. It's a good movement for developing the chest. It can put the pecs in a good stretch position, it can be loaded well, and it's another movement that most people have access to, and it's pretty standard and simple to learn the form. Next is a dumbbell chest press. Very similar to the bench press. It's just an additional chest builder along with the shoulders, and it allows for a little bit deeper stretch. Again, it can be loaded and it is unilateral, so you can help get rid of any instabilities or weaknesses on the left or right side. Shoulder press is another good strength builder. It really helps with the development of the deltoids. This can be done with a barbell or dumbbell, whatever you prefer. I recommend getting some type of overhead pressing in for that shoulder development. Next, moving to back, we're gonna first look at pull downs. Now this is very similar to a pull up, so you can choose whatever you have the access to or the ability to do. This will help develop a lot of the upper back muscles from the lats to the middle and lower traps, involving the rhomboids, the teres major, and more. Next are rows, and there's countless ways to do rows. You can do them like a mid row like I'm doing right here, or you can do them with a dumbbell on a bench like I am here. These help with the lats, the rhomboids, the middle and lower trap fibers, and should be a staple in helping develop raw strength. Next, one of, if not the best exercise for overall strengthening the entire body, and that's gonna be squats. Squats are gonna involve your quads, your glutes, your hamstrings, not so much your calves, but you'll actually get some core stability all the way through up into your abs, your erector spinae in the back, and you'll even get your traps and shoulders involved simply bracing that bar. Squats are a good strength builder and another metric that people like to use as a measuring stick on how strong you are. Following that up with the deadlift. The deadlift is most of the time your strongest out of all your lifts. It uses some of your biggest muscles and really activates a lot of your quads, you get your glutes, a little hamstrings. You get a lot of bracing through the abdomen, and your erector spinae also help out with this. And again, a big measuring stick for strength. I hope you guys found some value in this video. If you did, consider hitting that like button, consider subscribing to the channel. YouTube thinks this video right up over here is gonna be your favorite of my content, so hit that video, watch that video, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day.